Yo. Salute. What's going on, people? It's your boy Jay Jordan back again for another WNBA watch along. I did say I would decide if I do the watch along if Paige and Caitlin play. Caitlin's not playing, Paige is playing, but I still said I'm gonna do the watch along anyway. Rob, what's going on in the chat? Thanks for tuning in as always. Appreciate the support. Y'all, we have a double header tonight. We're going to be doing 2 streams tonight. The only 2 games on the WNBA schedule. We have the Dallas Wings with a 8-24 record, the current 12 seed in the league, taking on the Indiana Fever, 18-14, current 5 seed in the WNBA. Right, starting lineups have been released, so let's get into them. Starting lineups for the Dallas Wings. They're the visiting team. Paige Bueckers, Grace Berger, Maddie Siegrist, Haley Jones, and Louisa Geiselsluder. For their subs is Aliyah Rue, Myisha Hines-Allen, Isaiah James, J.J. Quinterly, and Diamond Miller. They have 2 players injured. Arike Egumbawale was ruled out due to a knee injury, and of course Ty Harris, beginning of the season, she's out for the season with a knee injury as well. For the home team, the Indiana Fever, Kelsey Mitchell, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hull, Natasha Howard, and Aliyah Boston are the starting 5. Their subs, you got Odyssey Sims, the newly acquired player, Bree Turner, and Michaela Timpson, Damaris Dantas, and Chloe Bibby. And the players they have out, Caitlin Clark still out with the groin injury, Ari McDonald out for the season with a foot injury, and Sydney Colson out for the season with the ACL injury. So those are the players that will be available and not available for this evening's game. This game is on ESPN. That's where I'll be watching it. This game is on ESPN. It will not be on League Pass since it's a nationally televised game. All right. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone had a good Tuesday. We got a long night ahead. I was contemplating doing this game or not. Probably thinking of laying down and resting my eyes while this game was on, but I said I might as well watch it. No hurt, no harm in watching it. Getting on stream, chatting with y'all, seeing what y'all think about this one. All right, so between these 2 teams, this is the 4th and final matchup of the season. The Fever have won the previous 3. They won back on June 27th. They beat them in Dallas 94-86. On July 13th, they beat them 102-83 in Indiana. And then on August 1st in Dallas again, they beat them 88-78. So they are going for the season sweep here against the Dallas Wings. This whole week is considered Rivals Week. Rivals Week. A bunch of rivalries, I put that in quotes, that the WNBA has concocted, and trying to push as a week that the teams are the teams, I guess, who have somewhat of what they call rivalries are facing off against each other. And as we've seen, it's been a little shaky with the rivalry since players have been hurt. So the rivalry isn't really doing what it's supposed to accomplish. All right, make sure you fill out the poll. Who do you think will win this game between the Wings and the Fever? Make sure you fill out that poll. We still got about 7.5 minutes until tip. The game is on ESPN. I'm watching WNBA Countdown. They're talking about the game and the rest of the games during the week. The game we're doing later is the game that you see at the top of your screen, the Liberty versus the Sparks. That game starts at 10 p.m. Eastern. So we'll be tapped in for that one as well. My Liberty going through a bit of an injury bug here. Isabel Harrison went down. She's in concussion protocol now. So no Isabel Harrison for tomorrow's game. For tonight and tomorrow's game. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Liberty adapt down to now 8 players. So I'm going to have to figure something out. Alrighty. In WNBA news, nothing else has happened today to report. I think the only thing I should say, the Dallas Wings have signed Grace Berger to a rest of season contract. I think that's the only thing that that was reported today. Everything else is pretty old news. All right, so they're showing the players warming up before the game here. Paige Bueckers been dealing with a back injury, back soreness, or I don't know if it's back spasms or something. But she seems to be good to go for this one. Let's see if she can get a win and not get swept in the season series. They say it's about 6 minutes until tip. About 6 minutes until tip off. So let me add 1 more minute here. Oh, whoops. I should take a minute off. Yeah, so I'm right on time. Yep. So 5 minutes 45 seconds until tip off on ESPN. Salute to everybody joining the stream. Appreciate you guys. What's up, Pam? Hope Bibby can hit some shots. Yeah, Chloe Bibby. Did she? I know sometimes she's been up and down. I mean, her minutes have been up and down as well. So, for y'all's sake, for the Fever's sake, hope she hits some shots. Last game she was 0 for 4 from 3. Looking at the stats, I'm about to go take a look and see. Yeah, so her last couple games, she hasn't hit a shot since August 1st in the game against the Dallas Wings. So maybe the game against Dallas can get her back on track. She's only been playing single-digit minutes. The games against Seattle, LA, and Phoenix, she played double-digit minutes against Chicago, and she couldn't hit a shot either. So hopefully she can get back on track. The Australian went to college at Maryland, 27 years of age. Make sure you grab your snacks, grab your drinks. I have some cherries here, so excuse me as I snack on some things as we stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we'll go over the box score and the team stats during halftime. But then I'll keep you guys updated on the scores throughout the game. All right. Looking at the broadcast, they say looking at who the panelists are voting for. Monica McNutt, she chose the Indiana Fever to win this game. Let's see what Coach Carolyn Peck says. Coach Carolyn Peck says the Fever. So everybody says Fever on the panel. Fever to win this game. Looking at, I forgot to look at, for those who are into the betting, forgot to look. According to ESPN Bet, Dallas, Indiana are 9.5 favorites. The money line is plus 360 in favor of, plus 360 for the underdog Dallas Wings. The over under is 169.5. Right, looks like a pretty packed house out there in Indianapolis. WNBA countdown is coming to an end, and we should have tip after this last commercial break. Turn my volume up so I can hear. Okay, Liz, what's going on? Salute. Glad you're able to join. We're doing 2 streams today. We'll have the Liberty versus Sparks after this one. It'll be a separate stream. It's already created, so right after this is done, depending on the time this is over, we'll go right over to that one. This game should end around 9:30-ish, and then we'll have about 30 minutes until the other game tips off. Of course, Liz, thank you. Appreciate it. I do it for you guys. Do it for you guys. All right, broadcast is starting now. It's Ryan Rucco, and it sounds like Rebecca Lobo on the call here, live from Indiana. Let's see if Dallas can get a win this season against the Fever. What else can I talk about? Looking at the last couple of games, the Wings have lost their last 5 games. The Fever have won 3 of their last 5 games. Their last losses coming against Phoenix and LA. Liz said Valkyrie's mascot sure got a lot of internet buzz. Yeah, it definitely did. People were coming at Ellie, which I didn't like. Let me stop. I mean, it doesn't matter. But everybody knows who the blueprint is. Ellie the elephant. All right, let's get this game on the road. That's the only thing I don't like about ESPN. Game's supposed to start at 7:30, and they doing all this stuff at 7:30 to before the game even starts. All right, come on, let's get the game on the road. All right, now the players are about to tip off. Finally, they was over here dragging this out. Pam says, "Shall I wear my Liberty Championship T-shirt to the Sparks game at Crypto?" You should. You should, Pam. You definitely should. All right, let me get my stuff ready. All right, jump ball between Geisel Soder and Aliyah Boston. Jump ball is up. And Lexi Hull gets possession, and we are off to start this game. Cunningham over to Howard, up top to Boston, left side to Lexi Hull. Hull with the ball, looking for somebody, gets it up top to Cunningham. Cunningham gets it to Boston. Boston on the drive, spins on Paige and scores. Aliyah Boston gets the scoring started for the home team. 2-0 Indiana. Got Haley Jones over to Berger. Berger used to play with the Indiana Fever. Ball over to Paige. Paige out to Geisel 6 on the clock. Down to Haley Jones against Lexi Hull and scores. Haley Jones with the finish. And it's tied at 2 apiece. Tudo, what up? Just to make it funny, I'm gonna vote for the Wings. Yeah, make it interesting. Boston spins into the lane, gets cut off, and they call a foul on Haley Jones. So Aliyah Boston will go to the line for 2 free throws. First free throws of the game for either team. So Boston at the foul line. First free throw is up, and she rattles it in. Not too though. See, I haven't bet in a while, man. I be forgetting. I'm not as locked in as I used to be. I need to get back locked in. Aliyah Boston, second one is up. I might try and sneak one in before the New York LA game. 4-2 is the score. Indiana over Dallas. Haley over to Grace. Grace right side to Geisel. She picks it up back up top to Grace Berger. Left side to Haley. Corner to Segrist. Down to Louisa. Louisa in the post. Back out to Maddie. Maddie loads up for a 3. off the rim. Rebound, Lexi Hull. Hull gets it over to Mitchell. Mitchell, guarded by Bueckers. Steps back on Bueckers for three. Rattles in and out. Rebound to Louisa. Over to Paige. Paige with the ball. Right side of the floor. Guarded by Cunningham. And they're on. Comes off the screen going left. Drops it off to Maddie. Maddie wide open for the midi. And Maddie knocks it down. Maddie Segrist thinks of her second game back after the injury she suffered. And it's a tie game at 4 apiece. Her first start since June. Boston with the ball. Gets the ball tapped away by Louisa Geisel-Suter. Aliyah Boston picks it up in the backcourt. Attacks Louisa. Gets down. Stops. Shoots to midi and misses. Louisa with the rebound. Gets it over to Bueckers. Over to Paige Bueckers. Right to left crossover. Loses Hull. Shoots over Boston and misses. Rebound to Howard. Howard, quick outlet to Lexi Hull. Gets downhill. Steps out of bounds. And that's a turnover. Mellow Man, salute, salute. What's going on, my friend? Hope all is well. Thanks for joining. We got 2 streams tonight. Hopefully you can stick around for a few. 4-4 is the score here. Bueckers with the ball. Bueckers running majority point here. Paige is off the ball right now. Bueckers gets it over to Paige. Paige comes off the screen for 3. Gets bumped on the 3 by a Cunningham. And Paige will go to the line for 3 free throws. They're gonna review. They may review to see if this was a landing space foul. They are gonna review this now. So the referees are going to the table to review this 3-point foul by Cunningham on Paige Bueckers. Sierra, what up? What up? Yeah, you funny for that, Sierra. I'm here with your new Raven tattoo, man. You wasted no time. They're gonna probably give her the landing space. Sophie Cunningham's foot gets in Paige's landing space, so she may get the 3 and the flagrant. So the referees are reviewing this 3-point foul call. So we'll see what the resolution is. Remember, at almost said Atlanta, the Fever currently without their 3 point guards. Their 3 point guards in Caitlin out with the groin, and then Ari and Sydney Colson both out for the season with injuries. Oh, I added it to the wrong team. Thanks, Tudo. Away team is Dallas. It's 4-4, y'all. 4-4. Odyssey, they said she's available to play tonight. She is available to play tonight. 4-4 is the score. That is the right score now. Thanks, Tudo, for that. Odyssey, she was playing with the LA Sparks this season, then was waived. She was out for personal reasons, but you know, personal can mean anything. She played with the Sparks. She played with the Wings last season as well. She's like 32 years old. The foul was upgraded to a flagrant for encroaching on the landing space. So Paige Bueckers at the line. First one is up. She knocks it down. Away team. I gotta remember Dallas is away. So she'll get all 3 free throws, and they get possession. She hits the second. Third one is up, and Paige knocks down all 3 free throws, and Dallas will retain possession here. Ball in play here. Yeah, she went to Baylor. She went to University of Baylor. Berger with the ball over to Jones, back up top to Berger, over to Louisa, right side of the floor, hand off to Paige. And they call a foul away from the play against Lexi Hull. That's her first foul of the game. Cherries and the seeds. I think that was a wrong snack choice. Ball in play here with Louisa. Left side to Paige. Paige, no hesitation. Three is up, off. And Howard gets the rebound. Gets it over to Kelsey Mitchell. Has Louisa on her. Looks to attack. Gets it over to Cunningham. Left side. Down to Boston in the paint. Boston throws all the way over cross court to Hull. Hull into the paint. And Boston and Cunningham were in the same spot. Boston steals the pass. Hull gets downhill. Goes up for the right-hand layup and misses. Rebound to Haley Jones. Jones gets it over to Paige. Paige over to Maddie. Maddie steps back. Three is up. And Maddie Seegers from the left wing cashes out. And it's 10-4 Dallas. Cunningham gets it over to Howard. Dallas on an 8-0 run right now. Kelsey Mitchell with the ball. Mitchell gets it to Boston. Boston, corner to Hull. Hull, no hesitation. Three is up. And misses. Paige with the rebound. Oh, she doubled, it looked like. Paige with the ball. Comes off the screen going left. Finds Haley on the roll. Haley gets cut off by Lexi Hull, and that's a blocking foul. That's 2 fouls on Lexi Hull already. Hutch, salute, salute. What's going on? Yeah, it was a last-minute decision to do this one. But listen, I'm watching the games. I might as well do it. That's my mantra now. Yeah, Sierra. Lexi missing lays, missing threes, and fouling. I think she broke out of her mini slump or her slump last game, but she's back to it. Oh, and Odyssey Sims getting minutes already as Haley Jones hits the first free throw. Odyssey Sims signed a 7-day hardship contract on Monday as Haley Jones misses the second tip rebound, and they call a foul on Geiselsuter on the offensive on the offensive rebound. Odyssey only played 12 games with the Sparks this season. I'm not sure what happened, but ball in play with the Fever and Odyssey Sims. Odyssey Sims at the controls now. She's the only true point guard on the roster. Gets it over to Mitchell. Mitchell down the lane gets blocked by Geiselsuter, and they call a second foul on Geiselsuter. So she may have to go to the bench now. Yeah, Segrist is good. She has that weird release where she's like it looks weird. But yeah, she went to Villanova. She got drafted by Dallas. And yeah, she's a good shooter. If you watch Athletes Unlimited during the off season, she was an absolute beast out there. As Kelsey Mitchell hits the first free throw. And Mitchell hits the second. Yeah, that sideways release. Yep. I don't know how she gets that release off, but she manages to do it. Ball in play here with the wings. It's 11-6. Finds Grace Berger over in the corner to Haley Jones. Not her strength, and she misses. Howard with another rebound. Oh, finds Cunningham. Cunningham stops, pump fakes, and scores. Quick transition bucket for the Fever. It's 11-8. Gets it over to Berger. And the Segrist in the corner, sorry. Up top to Berger. Berger back to Segrist. Finds Paige. Paige dribbles out of that corner on the right-hand side. ISO'd with Cunningham. Gets into the paint, stops, reverse pivots, fall away jump shot off the front rim. Segrist, offensive rebound, gets blocked by Boston. Now shoots over Boston, then airballs. One of the foul. Leah Rue comes in and gets blocked by Howard. But then they throw it away. Paige Bueckers down the lane and gets the layup. So Fever did so much well on that possession, got a couple blocks, and then they throw it right to Dallas and turn it over. And then another turnover here by Howard as she dribbles it out of bounds. Good start by the Wings so far. It's 13-8 on the road. 4:51 to go in the first quarter. All right, y'all. Let's take a look at the box score so far. Let me get it loaded up. There we go. Yeah, I remember that, Hutch. You're right. They had an early lead against them against the Mystics. Not a really good second half team. They can't really close. 13-8 is the score. 13-8. Let's take a look at the box score right now. Haley Jones with 3 points. We got 5 for Maddie Segrist and 5 for Paige Bueckers. So that's the 13 points there. For Indiana, you got 4 for Aliyah Boston, 2 for Cunningham, and 2 for Mitchell. You see 2 fouls by Lexi Hull's name. She's in foul trouble. Kudos at Indy playing sloppy. Yep, they are playing sloppy at the moment. Got to clean it up. Hopefully this game is even. It doesn't turn into a blowout like that game yesterday did. It was good in the first half between the Valkyries and the Sun, and then second half after Violet the Raven got released, they just started bombing away from 3 in the second half and killed the Sun. All right, score is 13-8. 13-8 is the score. Salute to everybody here on the stream. This is the first of 2 games we're doing tonight. The next game will be between the New York Liberty and the LA Sparks, live from Los Angeles. I think that will be the final game, final matchup of the season between the 2 teams. Whoever wins will win the season series. Sierra said, we need more roster slots in W. There's too many hurt players. Yeah, I mean, that's what this collective bargaining agreement that they're trying to work on will try and address. I mean, you already got 2 teams coming, so that's a minimum of, maximum, I should say, of 24 spots if both teams take 12 players. And then we'll see what they do with adding roster spots, but something's going to have to give with the amount of injuries that have been taking place. Right? Broadcast is back. We'll see what happens here. After that last possession was a turnover by Natasha Howard. Hutch says, to be fair, everybody should be beating the Sun. No, they've been getting a little better. I got to give them some credit. Ball and play here with the Wings. Grace Berger with the ball. Up top to Haley Jones. Back to Grace. Right side of the floor. They're running a zone here by Indy now. Berger picks up her dribble cross court to Maddie Segrist with 7 on the clock. Over to Haley Jones. Haley Jones attacks Odyssey Sims into the paint. Gets stripped and a turnover forced there by the Fever. Howard picks up the loose ball. Gets it over to Odyssey Sims. Sims top of the key here. Right side to Boston. Right side to Mitchell now. Oh, and Mitchell, did she dribble it off her foot or was it deflected? And it is a backcourt violation. Mitchell dribbled the ball off her foot. So really sloppy here. Oh yeah, Kelsey Mitchell just dribbled it off her foot. Yeah, Sierra. AR, what up? What up? Glad you could join. Yeah, that game. Nelson Adota went 5 for 5. It didn't matter. Leah Rue for 3. Okay, Lee Rue acquired from the Seattle Storm earlier this season. 6'7" out of China. Played with the Sparks last season. She can really spread the floor for a big player. And a foul there by Haley Jones on Natasha Howard's layup attempt. Howard will go to the line for 2 free throws. So Leah Rue pulls up for a 3. She could spread the floor and cashes it. Yeah, slow start by the Fever. Turning the ball over at a high clip. They got to clean that up. And Howard misses the free throw. That was a loud brick. Looking at the turnover battle right now, 1 turnover for the Wings, 4 turnovers for the Fever. And Howard hits the second free throw. Score is 16-9. Indiana is in the bonus, though. Let me add that. Grace Berger with the ball. Almost gets the ball stolen by Mitchell. But it'll stay with the Wings here with 14 on the clock. Paige to inbound here. Gets it into Yeru. Yeru, top of the key. Gets it over to Grace. Grace Berger, 9 on the clock. Grace Berger picks up her dribble. Over to Lee. Lee up top to Hines-Allen with 3 on the clock. Hines-Allen crossover. Step back. I want to say that's not your game. Aliyah Boston with the rebound. Aliyah Boston crosses half court with the ball. Kelsey Mitchell to get downhill. Almost gets it stolen out to Odyssey Sims. Odyssey Sims steps through, throws up a wild shot. Howard tries to tip it. Can't get it. Howard still fighting. And Paige throws it out of bounds on the save. Oh, I thought they inbounded it. So it is Fever ball to inbound here. 16-9 is the score. Odyssey Sims to inbound. They get it into Kelsey Mitchell. Mitchell dribbles out to the corner now, guarded by Paige. Up top to Odyssey. Odyssey comes off the screen. Pulls up for the midi. Off the back rim. Rebound to Paige Bueckers. Bueckers with the ball. Right side of the floor. Gets the screen from Yeru. Over to Hines-Allen. Pump fakes for 3. Gets into the paint. Goes over the left-hand layup. And Hines-Allen with the left-hand lay. And it's 18-9. Dallas on top. Yeah, AR. No CC still. Still no Kate. Boston, top of the key, guarded by Yeru tightly. She dribbles left, nowhere to go, comes back right, loses the ball, and Yeru picks it up. It's a fight for the ball, a jump ball here between Yeru and Boston. Whoa. So 18-9 is the score. Indiana with only 9 points, and we only have 2:20 left to go in this first quarter. No Enrique for the Wings. No Caitlin for the Fever. Jump ball here between Yeru and Boston. And Yeru tips it, but then tips it right out of bounds. Sierra voted for the Wings. Listen. Enrique's hurt too. She's out with a knee injury. So she was ruled out. Ball in play here. Kelsey Mitchell over to Odyssey. Odyssey Sims for 3. Off the rim. And J.J. Quinterly with the rebound. Gets it over to Diamond Miller, who was just acquired from the Minnesota Lynx. Diamond Miller over to Yeru. Wide open for 3 on the other side. And that's 2 threes for Lee Yeru. That's 6 points off the bench for Lee Yeru. A 10-1 run by the Dallas Wings. And 21-9 is the score. Yeah, Enrique was just ruled out earlier today. Wow, Lee Yeru firing from 3 and knocking them down. It's 21-9. Let's take a look at the box score. 21-9 is the score. As you can see, Lee Yeru made a 26-foot three-pointer from the left wing. She hit one from the right, and now she went to the left side and knocked it down. For the Dallas Wings, Segrist with 5, 3 for Haley Jones, 5 for Paige Bueckers, and you have 6 off the bench for Yeru, leading the team in scoring. She might be leading the game. Yeah, leading the game in scoring. 6 points in almost 4 minutes of play for Yeru. For the Fever, you have Howard with 1, 4 for Boston, 2 for Mitchell, and 2 for Cunningham. Nobody on the bench has scored yet. They have 4 turnovers. They're shooting 0 for 3 from three-point range, 2 for 10 from the field. So free throws are really what's keeping them in this game. Yeru is like 6'5". I'll tell you right now, I'm about to click on her name. Aliyah Rue. 6'7", actually. Aliyah Rue is 6'7". Yeah, she just needs some time to develop. She just needs opportunity. And Dallas is giving her this opportunity. Fever with the ball, though. Corner for Mitchell for three. Right corner three misses. Chloe Bibby checks in and gets the rebound. Odyssey Sims over to Dantas, who checks in. She shoots the three and she misses. Diamond Miller can't secure. Dang, I hit the wrong button, y'all. Diamond Miller can't secure the rebound and goes out of bounds. Not Yuru? No, she's not a rookie. She's been in and out the league for a little bit. Not in and out, but she's been in the league for a bit. Odyssey Sims inbound, goes off Hines-Allen and out of bounds. She's been in the league this is her third season. She was with Chicago at one point, then went to LA, and then went to Seattle, and now she's with Dallas. Ball in play here with the Fever. Finds Dantas out to Bibby. Bibby wide open for three, and good ball moving results in Bibby knocking down the three to end that run. 21-12. That was the Fever's first three-pointer made of the game. Ball over to Zaza James. And Michaela Timpson gets the steal, but her heel was out of bounds. They'll stay with the Dallas Wings. So Dallas to inbound here. Isaiah James to inbound. Gets it into Quinterly. Quinterly pump fakes. Picks up her dribble out to Yuru. Left side to Diamond Miller. Pump fake. She drives left. Comes back right. Looking for somebody up top to Yuru. 15 on the clock. Over to Quinterly. Right side to Hines-Allen for a right wing three. It almost banks it in and misses. Michaela Timpson with the rebound. And it's a jump ball here. So Michaela Timpson gets trapped under the basket, couldn't get the outlet pass, so they force a jump ball. 52 seconds to go here in the first quarter. So it's Timpson versus Aliyah Rue, 6'7" versus about 6'5"-ish. But Timpson does have a long wingspan. Yuru tips it to Diamond Miller. And they call a whistle on Michaela Timpson, I think. I'm not sure what's happening here. Oh, the shot clock didn't start. That's what it was. It wasn't a foul. Isaiah James inbound to Quinterly, left side to Miller, down to Yuru under the basket and lays it in. She keeps the ball nice and high, doesn't bring it down off the catch, and she's right at the basket at 6'7". 8 points in 5 minutes. Odyssey Sims with the ball, gets it over to Dantas. Right side to Bibby. Bibby, another three. Same spot, same result. Chloe Bibby knocks down the three. 23-15. She's 2 for 2 from three. So Sierra said something about Chloe. No, I think it was Pam who said something about Chloe. And Chloe's delivering. J.J. Quinterly throws like a lob pass right out of bounds. I don't know what that was. 23-15. Now Yuru, she can't dunk. She's too like how can I say this? She's not super athletic. Mitchell with the ball with 3 seconds on the clock. Over to Dantas. Dantas pump fakes. Steps back for three. Oh, and it rolls out. And that's how the first quarter ends. So at the end of one, Dallas 23, Indiana 15. Yes, Sierra. Flat-footed is a good way to say it. So Bibby saves Indiana's bacon. It could have been a double-digit deficit here. Bibby comes in and knocks down 2 threes. Let's take a look at the box score right quick. So score is 23-15 at the end of the first quarter. As you can see, the live odds according to BetMGM. Plus 4.5 for the Wings at minus 115. For Dallas, you got Maddie Siegrist with 5 points and 2 rebounds. You got 3 points for Haley Jones, but does have 2 fouls, so she has to go to the bench. 5 for Paige with 3 assists and 3 rebounds. Grace Berger had yet to score. Yeru was the star of that first quarter. 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting, 2 for 2 from 3. Hines-Allen with 2. And nobody else scored from the bench. 44% from the field, 42% from 3. And they had 4 turnovers. For the Fever, Howard with 1 point and 4 rebounds. Lexi Hull, no points and 2 fouls, so she had to go to the bench. Aliyah Boston with 4 points. Kelsey Mitchell with 2 points. Does have 2 turnovers as well. Sophie Cunningham with 2 points. Their bench, Odyssey Sims, newly acquired. No points yet. 6 points for Chloe Bibby in 3 minutes of play. Timpson and Dantas yet to score. Indiana shooting 28% from the field, 4 of 14. 2 for 7 from 3, both threes made by Bibby off the bench. And they have 6 turnovers. So not a recipe for success so far in this first quarter. %, yeah, Hutch. That definitely has to improve if they want to win this game. Luckily, they're only down 8, so there's still 3 quarters to right the ship. And we know how Dallas is. They're not the best closing team. So anything is possible here. Salute to everybody here in the chat, on the stream, on the YouTube and Twitch. Appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like on the stream if you like this type of content. Subscribe if you're new here. We're on the road to 1,300 subs. We crossed 1,200 last week. So appreciate all the support, both old and new. We'll be doing another game later tonight, the 10 p.m. game between the Liberty and the Sparks. And I'm aiming to do the Liberty game tomorrow as well. They are on a back-to-back. They play the Aces in Vegas tomorrow night. So if I can get home from work in time, I'll do that one as well. Hey, Mom, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Mom, who's your favorite Liberty player? Somebody, I think Sierra asked that yesterday. I knew it was Tina Charles. Word. Ticks for Mama Cam, definitely. Hey, Bueller, what's going on? Hope your day is going well. Who's your favorite Liberty player, Mom? I remember Tina Charles was your favorite, but I don't know who the current favorites are. Right? Substitutions happening to start this. I thought this didn't reset. All right, this thing is not. Oh, I don't think I fixed it. Let me see. Second quarter is starting. Why isn't this? Oh, it's now Sabrina, so I was right. Ball and play here with the Wings. Grace Berger gets downhill, double clutches, and scores on Sophie Cunningham. I figured it was Sap. 25-15. Odyssey Sims with the ball, comes off the screen going left. Gets it over to Bibby. Bibby's hit 2 threes already in 5 minutes of play. Back to Odyssey. Cross-court pass, bad pass by Odyssey Sims. Stolen by Isaiah James. Over to Diamond Miller. Finds Lee Yeru on the run. And nice soft touch with the left hand for Lee Yeru. 27-15. Odyssey Sims gets downhill. Gets it over to Bibby. Bibby on the drive. Bibby floater is up. Rolls around. Michaela Timpson with the rebound. Gets hit out of her hand. And the Wings on it. Diamond Miller on the run here. Diamond Miller attacks Bibby. Goes up. Left hand layup. And they call an offensive foul by Diamond Miller on Bibby. Were they on the same team? Because they both went to the University of Maryland. Miller and Bibby might have been on the same college team. So Terrapin on Terrapin crime there. 27-15 is the score. Sims with the ball. Sims over to Dantas. Dantas on the drive gets it over to Bibby. Bibby over to Cunningham. She's been quiet. Cunningham with 8 on the clock. Cunningham gets the screen going to her left. Corner to Odyssey. Back to Cunningham. Cunningham on the drive. Bibby in the corner with 2 seconds for 3. And that's 3 threes for Chloe Bibby. 27-18. Ball over to Grace. Leah Rue, another 3? Oh, she misses. Rebound to Timpson. Over to Sims. Sims off the screen. Finds a cutting Cunningham. Cunningham gets it, but dribbles back out. Didn't have good possession of it. And Leah Rue gets called for a foul on the bat away pass. She tried to bat that pass away. So Chloe Bibby just raining threes here. Oh, they called that a 2. So it was 27-17. They said that 3 was a 2 by Bibby. Hines-Allen gets the steal over to Seegers. Seegers left hand layup is good. So Dallas is just forcing turnover after turnover here. 8 turnovers already for the Fever. 14 points off those turnovers for the Wings. Dantas gets it over to Sims. 29-17 is the correct score. Sims with the ball, left side of the floor. 8 seconds to go, over to Cunningham. Cunningham, quick 3 off the rim, bounces off the backboard and in. They get lucky there on the lucky bounce. Friendly rim for the Indiana Fever. The threes are keeping them within striking distance, but Paige Bueckers tries to respond for 3, misses. Chloe Bibby got the rebound, but got it deflected and stolen. Hines-Allen drops it off to Seegers. Seegers, easy layup. Timeout called by Stephanie White. The Fever get the stop, turn it over in transition, and it leads to an easy Maddie Seegers layup, I should say. 9 turnovers by the Fever in the first half. Not a recipe for success here. Dallas putting it to the Fever here. Let's take a look at this. Box score coming up soon. Looking at the chat, Tudo says Indy playing too sloppy. Yep. Liz says Thunder from down under. Yeah. Bibby is of Australian descent. Hutch Games says Banks open. Yeah. Cunningham, it hit off the front of the rim, hit the backboard, and then dropped in. Listen, you'd rather be lucky than good sometimes. Sierra says New York has so many players I love. Cloud, Jones, Saab. You got to talk about Fibic, Leonie Fibic from Germany, Stewie, Izzy, yeah. Got a lot of likable ladies on the squad. All right, let's take a look at the box score right quick. As you can see, 31-20. Dallas outscoring the Fever 8-5 in the quarter. For Dallas, you got Seegers with 9 points now on 4 of 7 shooting. 3 for Jones, 2 for Berger, 5 for Paige Bueckers. Their bench, you got 10 for Yeru and 2 for Hines-Allen. They're shooting 33% from 3, 50% from the field, and they have 5 steals as a team. So that's a recipe for success. Indiana, you got Natasha Howard only with 1. They're starting 5, not doing the greatest. Got 5 from Cunningham, 4 from Boston, 2 from Mitchell. And then off the bench, Bibby's the only one to score. She's hit 2 threes and a long 2. So Bibby putting in work here. I'm going to do my research on Chloe Bibby here really quickly. Chloe Bibby. Let me see if they should have her college stats here. Bio, let's see. Game log. NCAA women's basketball. She played at Maryland from 2017 to 2022. So she definitely probably overlapped with Diamond Miller. Let me see. Yeah. Her and Diamond Miller were on the same team. They played in the NCAA tournament in 2022 together. Bibby had 10 points. Diamond had 11. Angel Reese was on that team as well. Man, Maryland had some people. It's funny, their last game, Bibby and Miller, when they were on the same team, was against Cam Brink and Kiki Iriafen and Lexi Hull when they were all at Stanford. A little blast from the past there, a little history lesson as we come back into play here. All right, so it will be, I think it's Wings ball. I can't remember. Oh, no, it's Fever ball. They called the timeout. Ball and play here. Oh, no, I reset my whole scoreboard. Pressed the wrong button. Give me a second, y'all. It's 31-20. I got to reset everything. I was on the wrong page, not even looking. Dantas for 3 in the corner and misses. Rebound to Grace Berger. Man, that just got me upset. As Bibby gets the steal. Bibby gets the steal. So it's a turnover fest here, people. Turnover fest. All right, I think I'm back in play now. There we go. Boston loses the ball, and it's a turnover. 10 turnovers, and we're not even halfway through the second quarter here. Yeah, Liz. Cam definitely has been lighting it up. I'm a little nervous for tomorrow when we play them. They got so many tall players, and now we're down our tall players. So it's going to be a battle here. Paige Bueckers attacks Lexi Hull. Double clutches, gets fouled, and one Paige Bueckers. The rest in peace to the Pac-12. Paige Bueckers attacks Lexi Hull and gets hit on the elbow. We'll go to the line. Is that 3 on Paige on Lexi? That might be 3 fouls on Lexi Hull. It is 3 fouls on Lexi Hull. Free throw is up, and she completes the 3-point play. It's 34-20. Paige Bueckers with 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Cunningham with the ball. Top of the key, gets it over to Boston, right side of the floor, guarded by Geiselsuter. Over to Lexi Hull. Lexi Hull, guarded by Segrist, looking for Mitchell. Mitchell off the screen for 3, cashes in. Kelsey Mitchell with the 3. Her first field goal of the game, 34-23. Over to Louisa, back up top to Grace, left side to Haley. Now Paige with it. Paige attacks Howard, bumps her off. Midi is off. Rebound to Howard. Howard, bad pass, and almost gets stolen there by Paige Bueckers. It'll remain with the Fever. They're in their Stranger Things jerseys. Ball in play here with the Fever. Cunningham comes off the screen, almost loses it. Gets it to Aliyah Boston. Boston, handoff to Mitchell, going strong to her left. Finds the pocket pass to Boston. She smokes the layup, though. Lexi Hull, offensive rebound, gets it to Boston, and she scores. Lexi Hull not scoring particularly well as of late, but she's always hustling. Gets the offensive rebound, pass to Boston, and she lays it in. Timeout called by Chris Koklanis of the Wings. 34-25. 34-25. Dallas still outscoring the Fever 11-10 in this quarter. 11-10. Yeah, Lexi, a really scrappy player. That's how she making her name. That's how you still keep getting minutes even though your shot is off. You got to do other things well. (34-25) is the score. 34-25. Dallas trying to get a win here. They've been struggling as of late. They've lost their last 5 games. They're 2-8 in their last 10. So trying to get off the losing streak. The Fever, on the other hand, they're 6-4 in their last 10. They won their last game. They're on a 1-game winning streak. I guess if you can call a 1-game winning streak, but they're coming off of a win from LA to Tokyo. I'm so fancy. Sorry, this commercial playing fancy. I'm over here singing it. Hope I don't get copywritten. But salute to everybody here. Appreciate you guys tuning in. This is a shocker of a first half so far. Dallas taking it to the Fever. The Fever are home. (34-25) is the score. We're about 5 minutes away from halftime. The game is on ESPN if you wanted to watch. I did see Freddie earlier in the game. You know, since we're not watching it on League Pass, I can't see what they do during the commercials. But I did see Freddie earlier in the broadcast. Pseudo says, I'm hoping Indy can get it together, or else this is going to be a blowout and get ugly. Yeah. But I think they will get it together. Dallas has been strong this first half. But I think the Fever will get it together. So Indiana with a win will stay in 5th place. This doesn't do anything for Dallas because they are not good. So Indiana, they have a pretty tough schedule. They play Minnesota twice. They play Minnesota 3 times, including the end of the last game of the season. Diamond Miller with the ball gets it over to Louisa, corner to Segrist. Segrist, they leave her wide open for 3, and she misses the left corner 3. Yo, I keep doing this. And Kelsey Mitchell get the nice floater. They're on a 7-0 run here. The Fever are 34-27. Paige over to Louisa. Louisa loads up for a 3 now. She misses. Rebound, Haley Jones. Put back, she misses. Lexi Hull with the rebound. And she gets the outlet pass over to Howard. Howard on the run here. Howard gets downhill. Left-hand layup. Misses. Boston with the rebound. Boston spins and scores. A 9-0 run here by the Fever. In the last 2 minutes, 34-29. This zone is throwing Dallas off here. Diamond Miller out to Paige. Corner to Segrist. Segrist loads up for another 3, and she knocks this one down. She missed the same one from that corner, but she knocks this one down to quiet the crowd. 37-29. Segrist up to 12 points. The all-time leading scorer in Big East history, Maddie Segrist, out of Villanova. Boston in the paint. Throws up the layup too far under the basket. Hits the bottom of the backboard. Diamond Miller gets it. Diamond Miller on the run here. Diamond Miller finds Haley. Haley, floater, up and good. Good response here by the Dallas Wings. A quick 5-0 response. 10-point game. Sophie Cunningham gets fouled there by Diamond Miller. So that's what you do against the zone. You move the ball, find the open player, and Segrist loads up and knocks down the 3. And then in transition, Diamond Miller, center of the floor, finds Haley Jones running the floor, hits the easy floater. Kelsey Mitchell with the ball, dribbles left. Haley, pocket pass to Howard at the 3-point line, right side to Hull. Hull with 12 on the clock. Hull over to Howard. Howard at the foul line. Howard, midi is up, and she cashes in. 39-31. What? And the Fever force a turnover. Boston gets it over to Mitchell. Mitchell looks to attack Miller, gets right by her, and left-hand layup is good. Kelsey Mitchell is just quick as a cat out there. Just able to switch direction so easily. 39-33. Diamond Miller tries to get her get back, and Diamond Miller says, yo, you want to blow by me? I'm going to shoot your eye out. Knocks down the 3. 42-33. The Wings are 5 for 13 from 3. Kelsey Mitchell step back over Diamond, and she says, yeah, they going at it, folks. Kelsey Mitchell right side of the floor, step back 3 over Diamond Miller. She's up to 10 points now. Haley Jones over to Paige. Paige attacks over to Haley. Haley steps through out to Diamond. Diamond loads up for a 3, and she misses. Long rebound to Segrist, out to Paige. Paige with the ball, guarded by Cunningham. Diamond to set the screen, slips it though. Paige drives into the paint. Tries to pass it out. Stolen there by the Fever. Cunningham with the ball. Cunningham attacks. Goes up a scoop layup and scoops it around Diamond and scores. Timeout called by Koklanis. And it's a 4-point game here. So the Fever have come alive here at the bottom half of this second quarter. Thanks to Kelsey Mitchell. (42-38). And just like I said, y'all, the Wings have a problem closing. And just like that, what was a big lead for them, double-digit lead for them, they had a 14-point lead at one point, is now cut down to 4 with 1:49 to go in the second quarter. Let's take a look here. 42-38 is the score. Fever outscoring the Wings 23-19 in the second quarter. Segrist with 12 points to lead the way for the Wings. Haley Jones with 5, 8 for Paige, 2 for Grace. You have 10 for Uru, 3 for Miller, and 2 for Hines-Allen. Indiana, you got Natasha with 3, 12 for Kelsey Mitchell, 7 for Cunningham, 8 for Boston, 8 for Bibby. And that's their 38 points there. Game coming back here. Liz says KM having a hell of a season. Definitely is. Sierra says Kelsey has been close to her own record. Maybe she break it tonight. Kelsey has 12 right now. Ball in play here with the Wings. Paige Bueckers with the ball. They move back to a man-to-man defense here. The Fever have back to Paige from Uru. Paige drives left. Stops. Double clutches. Tries to go glass and misses. And rebound by Mitchell. Mitchell outlet to Cunningham. Cunningham for 3. And off the back rim, long rebound to Mitchell. Touch pass to Boston. Top pass to Howard, and Howard finishes the lob with a nice put back in. It's a 2-point game now, 42-40. 7-0 run in the last minute 15 here. Segrist with the ball, and they call a foul by Cunningham. Maddie Segrist inbounds, gets it to Paige. Paige for 3 and misses. Fight for the rebound, falls into Mitchell's hands. Stephanie White telling her team run. Kelsey Mitchell comes up the court, guarded by Uru, gets around Uru, tries to bullet pass in, gets deflected, and it goes. And they say it's off of Dallas, and it'll stay with Indiana. Lexi Hull quickly inbounds it to Mitchell over to Boston. Boston top of the key, guarded by Uru. Spins back to the middle of the floor. Hand off to Cunningham. Cunningham with the ball. Crossover into the paint. Tries to attack Uru and somehow takes the bump and rolls it in. It's a tie game, people. 42-42. Paige Bueckers with the ball off the screen. Corner to Uru. Uru in the corner. Head fakes on Boston. Reverse layup. She wanted a foul. Doesn't get it. Indiana with a chance to take the lead here. They could have their first lead since the beginning of the game. Kelsey Mitchell with the ball. 17, 16, 15, Mitchell for three. Oh, misses. And Lexi Hull gets the rebound and draws the foul. Paige Bueckers is down, holding her back here, grimacing a bit, and picks her up. And her teammates help her up. Paige saying, "Don't check me out. I'm good. I'm good." 9.7 seconds left. That's what Oh. Yeah, Hutch. She has been fighting the back injury. 42-42 with 9.7 seconds left. Indy ball to inbound. Cunningham inbounds it to Mitchell. Mitchell drives by Paige, gets into the paint, goes up, left hand layup, misses. Fight for the rebound. Haley Jones gets it. 2 seconds. 1 second. Haley Jones from three. Oh, it almost went in. Hits off the back of the rim. And that's how the first half ends. Tie game at 42 apiece. 42-42 at the end of the first half. Sophie Cunningham hits 2 wild scoop layups, and that tied the game at 42. Wow, wow, wow. Let's get things ready for the third quarter, and then we'll get halftime started here. Halftime, it's 15 minutes for halftime. We're going to get it kicked off in 3, 2, 1, and let's start halftime report. All right, cool. Let's get to it. So at the half, people, at the half, we got 42-42 is the score, 42-42. Fever outscored the Wings 27-19 in that quarter to tie the game up. For the Dallas Wings, you got Maddie Siegrist with 12 points to lead her team in scoring with 3 rebounds. 5 for Haley Jones with 3 rebounds. None for Louisa Geisel-Suter. 8 for Paige Bueckers with 4 assists and 3 rebounds. 2 for Grace Berger. Aliyah Rue came off the bench in that first quarter and was lighting it up from 3. She's 2 for 3 from 3 for 10 points, 2 steals for her. Diamond Miller with 3 points, 2 for Hines-Allen. They're shooting 43% from the field, 31% from 3, and they're 5 for 6 from the line for 83%. They have 16 rebounds, 13 assists, 8 turnovers, 5 steals. For the Indiana Fever, you have Natasha Howard with 5 points and 5 rebounds. Lexi Hull, yet to score, does have 3 fouls, but does have 3 rebounds and 3 assists. Aliyah Boston with 8 points and 4 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell with 12 points. She came alive in that second quarter, knocked down 2 threes. Does have 4 rebounds as well. Sophie Cunningham also helped out in that second quarter run. 9 points for her. And the bench, you have 8 points for Chloe Bibby. Kept them alive there in that first quarter, and nobody else to score yet off the bench. They're shooting 47% from the field now, 38.5% from 3, and 83% from the line. Both teams are 5 for 6 from the line. They have 20 rebounds as a team, 9 assists, but they do have 10 turnovers. They do have 3 blocks, more blocks than the Wings, 3 blocks, and both teams are tied at 5 steals apiece. Looking at the points conceded off turnovers, I have here on the ESPN side, 8 turnovers for the Wings. They've conceded only 6 points off of those 8 turnovers. The Fever, on the other hand, have 10 turnovers, and they've given up 19 points off of those turnovers. The points in the paint battle is tied at 20 apiece. The largest lead of the game was 14 for the Wings and 2 for the Fever. All right, looking at the comments, yeah, that fall by Paige was a little scary. Lexi Hall going for the rebound. Paige gets under her, and Lexi just falls right on that back that's been bothering her. Sigmund, what's going on? Rallying for Fever, but they should be doing better. Yeah. 42-42 is the score, people. 42-42 is the score. All right, give me a second. Let's take a preview of the upcoming game. Let me just pull it up really quickly. All right, cool. So this is the next game we're doing tonight. Let me publish this. This is the next game we're doing tonight, people, between the New York Liberty, the 2 seed at 20-11, versus the LA Sparks. I think they're currently the 9th seed at 15-16. As you can see from the injury report, Isabel Harrison out, concussion protocol. Brianna Stewart out with a leg injury still, and Yara Sabali out with a knee injury. No injuries to report for the LA Sparks. Stat leaders, you got Sabrina Ionescu leading the way for the Liberty in points, 19.6 points per game. Kelsey Plum, 19.8 points a game. In terms of assists, Natasha Cloud leading the way, 5.7 assists. Kelsey Plum at 6.1. And in rebounds, Jonquel Jones averaging 8.7 rebounds. Azare Stevens averaging 8.2. Both teams are tied in points per game with 86, second place. Liberty second in the league in assists per game, 22 assists. Liberty 8th in turnovers at 13.2 turnovers. The Sparks at 14.9. They're 12th out of 13 teams in the league. Liberty, one of the best free throw shooting teams in the league, 84.2%. The Sparks at 75.9%. So the Liberty are pretty much tops in top 5, top 10 in a lot of these categories. They're missing a lot of their guns, but they'll see what they can do. The season series is tied at 1 game apiece. The Liberty beat the Sparks back on July 3rd in New York. The second game on July 26th, that's the Rakia Jackson buzzer beater, heave, or whatever you want to call it. She like threw it up backwards and it went in. They beat the Liberty 101-99. This is the third and final matchup of the season series. Not that it will matter in the grand scheme of things, because I don't think the Sparks will tie the Liberty in record this season, in which head-to-head would become important, but something to note there. Looking at the recent games for the Liberty, their last 5, they've won 3 of their last 5. They lost to Connecticut, went on a 3-game winning streak, and then lost to Minnesota on Sunday. For the Sparks, they've won 4 of their last 5. Their last loss was against Golden State. They got absolutely throttled, 72-59. But they do have 2 big wins against the Seattle Storm, a team that is currently an 8th seed, who are the Sparks. If they tie them in record, if the Sparks win tonight, they will move into the 8th seed and Seattle will drop to 9. So a big game here for the Sparks in terms of playoff positioning. So that's the preface for the upcoming game later on today. For those into the betting, according to MGM, Liberty are 4.5-point favorites, according to the books. But you can see the odds on that is -102. They don't really believe that one. Over under is 175.5. The money line is 175. All right, now that we've got that out of the way, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule. So tomorrow, we have 4 games on tomorrow. Chicago versus Connecticut, bottom of the barrel teams going at it. I don't think Angel Reese will be playing in that game. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern on League Pass. You have the Golden State Valkyries taking on the Washington Mystics. That's a battle at the bottom of the food chain as well. Valkyries trying to hold on to what they have now, a 7th seed in the playoffs. Washington trying to creep their way back into, maybe they're not even trying to creep their way back into playoff positioning. Maybe they're just trying to play games and get their players some experience. They're rookies. The Liberty, as I mentioned, their second night of a back-to-back tomorrow. So tonight after this game against the Sparks, they'll fly to Vegas to take on the Aces tomorrow. That game will be on ESPN at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. You got the Atlanta Dream and the Seattle Storm closing out the night at 10 p.m. Eastern. No games on Thursday. Thursday is no games. And then if we go to Friday, we have 5 games. 10 of the 13 teams in the league in action. You got the Mystics versus Indiana at 7:30. You got the Valkyries versus Chicago. Sparks versus Wings. Storm and Atlanta face off again. And you have the Aces and Mercury. Then Saturday we have 1 game. That's the the Liberty taking on the Minnesota Lynx. That'll be the third and final game of the road trip for the Liberty. So Minnesota, as you've noticed, will not play a game until this one. So they played on Sunday against the Liberty, and now they won't play again until Saturday against the Liberty. On Sunday, we got Indiana and Connecticut on NBA TV, the Sparks and Washington. You got the Wings in Vegas, Phoenix and Seattle, and then Atlanta and Golden State. So we got some intriguing playoff positioning matchups here. Remember, there's only 44 games. I shouldn't say this only. There are 44 games in the WNBA season this year. So we're winding down the games until the final day of the season, which is September 11th. We'll see who makes the final 8. All right. So that's the upcoming schedule for the WNBA week. Sierra says, do you work in broadcasting? You seem really practiced at this. No, I actually don't. I actually do not. I do work in TV production, but I'm not in front of the camera. I'm behind the scenes in the studio, in the production room. But I do not. I don't. I'm not really in front of the camera or in front of people talker, but talking about the WNBA, over the years I've just gotten more and more used to talking to a camera, and just by doing this. But I'm glad the information is clear and it seems like I know what I'm doing here. Let me see what Carolyn Peck talking about my Liberty here. Thanks, Sierra. Appreciate that. Salute to everybody tuned into the watch along. We got a decent group here. About 30 of us between YouTube and Twitch. Make sure you leave a like if you like this type of content. Subscribe if you're new here. We are at halftime. About 4 minutes until we resume this game. What's up, Miracle? Good to see you in the chat as always. Doing great. We appreciate the live stream. Appreciate you. All right. She was just, I don't know. I guess I missed the crux of the argument, but they were just chatting over there, saying a bunch of nothing. Word, everybody. Join the Discord. Free Discord. It's basically just a server where I have like a bunch of alerts for all the individual teams when I'm going live. When I'm at the games, I post pictures in there, talk about the games. So join the Discord. Link is in the description, at the bottom of the description, or you can type in the link here at the bottom of the screen. Discord.gg/DDYMQETU5Y. Literally just whatever. If you want to ask me a question, you want to talk to me, that's probably the easiest way to get to me. I have the notifications on for the chat. Also, you can hit me on Instagram. All the socials there at the bottom of the screen. I've fallen off posting on my YouTube shorts after I do these watch alongs. I've just got super busy. I'm gonna get back onto it soon though. People seem to like the YouTube shorts, and it reaches a broader audience, and the TikToks and stuff. Right. It's really me and Tudo in the Discord stressing over the Liberty. Empire, salute. Yeah, it was looking like it was going to run away from the Fever, but they composed themselves and finally got into the swing of things and tied this game up at the half. Seriously, it's me and Tudo just stressing like I'm at the games. Barclays already doesn't have good service, so I'll be trying to connect to the Wi-Fi at Barclays, and just me and Tudo talking about how the Liberty stinking up the third quarter. Still at halftime, people. Still at halftime. Still at halftime. Yeah, Tudo's in New York too. Tudo is in New York as well. So Jay, what do you think about the outcome of the second half? I'm about to end this poll. It's in favor of the Fever, so I'm gonna end it. I think the Fever will end up closing this game out. 62% of y'all said Fever, 37% say Wings. Let me turn the volume back up here. Last 6 minutes of the first half, 22-8 run by the Indiana Fever. Kelsey Mitchell had 10 points of that 22. Dallas went 3 for 11 in there. Empire said, with all the trades, where's the best place to find the draft order for the next year? Who has picks? Look at across. I think it's, where is it? I think it's across the timeline. Let me see. No, what's the name of it? 22. Yeah, go to across. I'm gonna put the link in the chat for you, Empire. That link right there should take you to it, and it'll have all detail across the timelines. A really good site for acquisitions, trades, 7-day contracts, all that stuff. All right, third quarter underway here with the Dallas Wings, 42-42. Paige Bueckers with the rock, gets it over to Haley Jones. Haley Jones faces up against Howard at the 3-point line, almost loses the ball, runs into Paige, handoff to Paige. Paige gets to the midi anyway and scores. Ball in play with the Fever. Cunningham, that might have been a travel. Cunningham finds Mitchell on the curl. Ball gets deflected, but it's find its way to Boston. But they call a foul on Boston on the illegal screen. Ball in play here with the Wings. Paige Bueckers comes off that screen going left. Step back, step through, lob up to Louisa. Louisa reverse layup gets blocked. She wanted a foul there. The ref said no. Sophie Cunningham down the lane, corner to Lexi Hull. Lexi Hull dribbles out the corner, down to Natasha Howard. They send a double, a rolling Boston, and they call a foul on Geisel-Soder. Oh, I forgot to take my halftime bubble off. There we go. So Aliyah Boston will go to the line for 2 free throws to tie this game back up. Let's see if she can do it. Aliyah Boston, first free throw is up. She knocks it down. And she knocks down both. Tie game here, 44 apiece. I bet the Fever are the home team. The home team's always on the right hand side. I have it notified there. Grace Berger gets to the midi, wide open, misses. Lexi Hull with the rebound. Lexi Hull on the push here. Almost loses it, gets it to Boston. Boston gets it over to Hull in the corner. Hull, left hand drive, hangs and misses. Mitchell gets the rebound somehow. Up to Boston, over to Cunningham. Cunningham pump fakes, doesn't take the 3. Hand off to Boston. Boston in the post against Maddie Segrist. Steps through, and she smokes the layup. Tip rebound. And Paige somehow saves it, but then throws it out of bounds. She tried to save it behind the back. It goes out. Cunningham gets it into Mitchell. Mitchell over to Cunningham. Cunningham off the screen, going to her right. Cunningham downhill, gets blocked there by Louisa. No scoop layup that time. Louisa read it the whole way, spiked it out of bounds. Ball in play to Boston. Boston spins and misses the first layup and hits the putback. And first lead since 4-2 for the Fever. 46-44. Grace Berger out to Geisselsuter. Up top to Berger. Right side to Paige. Paige for three. Misses. Long rebound to Cunningham. Cunningham and Paige runs into a screen from Boston. Howard gets the ball down the lane and scores. Ball quickly up to Paige. Paige with the ball. Comes off the screen going left. Over to Grace. Back to Paige. Paige top of the key. Paige pump fakes out to Grace. Grace on the drive. And they call an offensive foul on Berger. Lexi Hull draws that. I think Paige's lip is bleeding after she ran into that Boston screen on the previous possession. Ball and play with the Fever, looking to extend their newfound lead here. 4-point game, 48-44. Mitchell down to Cunningham against Quinterly. Size advantage. Ball gets stripped. No foul call there. Maddie Segrist with the ball. Over to Quinterly. Quinterly, corner to Haley Jones. Pump fakes for three. Spins back middle. Gets blocked there by Howard. Gets her own rebound, though. Haley Jones attacks her again. And goes up this time and smokes the layup. Rebound to Lexi Hull. Hull loses the ball. Quinterly with the steal. Quinterly outlet to Segrist. It's 2-on-1 here. Segrist attacks Hull and scores over her. Maddie Segrist lays it in. It's 46-48. Boston with the ball. Oh, sorry. I just was watching the game. I totally spaced out for a second. My bad. Cunningham with the ball. They were guys Suda was talking to the referee saying she's pushed me in the back and then you called that weak foul. Hull with the ball, top of the key, down to Boston. Down to Howard, excuse me. Fall away jump shot over Hines-Allen and scores. 50-46. Indiana on top. Paige over to Segrist. Segrist right side to Quinterly. He gets it down to Hines-Allen. Back to Quinterly. Quinterly pump fakes for three. Quinterly hangs and they call a carry. Quinterly carries the ball. Turnover by the Wings. Ball in play here with the Fever. Mitchell crosses half court here. 4-point game, 50-46. Mitchell comes off the screen going right. Long two for Mitchell. Misses. Segrist with the rebound. And they call a quick jump ball. Jeez. That was a quick jump ball. Oh, they call a foul? No, they call a jump ball. Oh, Ryan was confused. Johnny, welcome back. You need Mitchell 21 points, Sophie 8, Boston 10, Howard 8, and Howard 8 rebounds. Hopefully, for your sake, you can get that. Howard has 9 points and 6 rebounds. Mitchell with 12. Sophie with 9, so you got that already. Boston with 12, so you got that already too. So it's looking good for you. Yeah, Hutch, they called the carry. Ball in play. Howard tips it to Boston. And I don't know why the Wings did not save it. They both watched it go out of bounds. So it stays with the Fever. Cunningham to inbound now. Cunningham gets it into Mitchell. Mitchell gets it left side to Cunningham. Finds Howard at the elbow. Howard on the drive. Goes up. Misses. Rebound to Hines-Allen. Hines-Allen dribbles through traffic. Has Sophie in her sights. Attacks her. And Sophie gets a strip. And it's out of bounds on the Fever on the save there by Howard. Yeah, Johnny, that second quarter, the Fever really took off. Damn, my clock. I'm sorry, I haven't been stopping the clock. It's 5:26 to go here. Yeru gets it over to Quinterly. Quinterly with the ball. Right side to Yeru. Yeru loads up for a three and misses. Howard gets the rebound. Mitchell with the ball. Mitchell. Oh, hezzy move. Playing with the ball against Quinterly here. Over to Cunningham. Down to Boston. Boston with the ball. Tries to attack Yeru. Boston spins. Layup is up and good. 10-2 run by the Fever. Seegers, corner three is good. Maddie Seegers keeping her team in this one. 52-49. Ball is out of bounds off of Dallas. Stays with the Fever. Season high 17 points for Maddie. We have a timeout on the floor. Scores 52-49. We got 4:41 to go in the third quarter. Let's take a look here. 49-52, as you can see. Fever outscoring the Wings 10-7 in the quarter. Maddie Seeger, season high 17 points, 3 of 5 from 3. You have 5 for Haley Jones, 10 for Paige Bueckers. You have 10 off the bench for Yeru. Hines-Allen with 2, 3 for Diamond Miller. They're up to 12 turnovers as a team, though. They got to quiet those turnovers down. Indiana, Howard with 9 points, 7 rebounds. Lexi Hull with none. Does have 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Aliyah Boston with 14 and 5 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell with 12 and 5 rebounds. Cunningham with 9 points. Off the bench, you have 8 for Bibby, and that's it. They have 13 turnovers as a team. So both teams turning the ball over. Both teams got to clean up those turnovers if they want to win this one. But credit to the Indiana Fever. They've clawed back into this game. And they have the lead, 52-49. They were down as many as 14 in this one, and they're able to get back into it. Salute to everybody here in the chat. Salute, salute. Glad you guys are here. Johnny, hopefully you can get that. Hopefully you can hit that. We're in commercial right now. We are in commercial. This game is a battle of runs. You're right, Tudo. Indiana goes on a run, and then Dallas responds. Dallas goes on a run. Indiana responds. So who will be able to hang on in the end? And that turkey with glass. Listen, man, I respect it. Turkey with glasses. Yeah, I remember staying hydrated. Got water today. No soda. Ball in play here with the Fever. Boston with it over to Mitchell. Mitchell back to Boston. Boston up top to Sophie. Sophie dead eye 3 misses. Hines-Allen with the rebound. Gets it over to Quinterly. Hines-Allen, right side to Paige. Paige comes off the screen going left. Paige, heady move. Goes up with the left. Misses the layup. Hines-Allen, offensive rebound. Throws it over to Paige. Paige out to Quinterly. Quinterly for three. Tie game. JJQ out of West Virginia. Knocks down the three, and we're tied at 52. Boston with the ball. Gets it to Kelsey. Kelsey comes off that curl. Foul line jump shot too strong. Quinterly, the shortest player on the floor, gets the rebound. Quinterly on the run here. Gets it up top to Hines-Allen. Back to Quinterly. Back over to Hines-Allen. Down to Yeru. Yeru gets fouled there by Howard. And Dallas will look to retake the lead here. So Yeru at the line for 2 free throws. First one is up. She cashes it in. And Dallas retakes the lead. Chloe Bibby checks in for the Fever. As well as Odyssey Sims. Odyssey Sims, first game with the Fever, yet to score. She did say she would be a little nervous there with the big crowds out in Indiana as Odyssey Sims hits the second. Dallas responds with an 8-0 run of their own in the last minute and 20 seconds to take the lead here, 54-52. Aliyah Boston, handoff to Mitchell. Mitchell gets downhill. Hook pass over to Howard, who moves out the corner. Stephanie White not happy there. Another turnover for the Fever. Ball in play here with the wings. Quinterly at the controls. Over to Hines-Allen. Hines-Allen finds Paige on the back cut. Paige gets the ball tipped from behind, but gets fouled by Odyssey Sims. So Hines-Allen the inbound in front of her bench. And a kick ball there by Natasha Howard. They'll try it again. Ball in play with the wings and Paige Bueckers. Paige Bueckers gets fouled there by Odyssey Sims. Ball in play with Paige. Paige gets the ball and scores. A 10-0 run here by the wings. Mitchell off the screen. Mitchell, guarded by Quinterly, gets it over to Howard. Howard tries to get it down to Hines-Allen, and they call a foul on Hines-Allen. (56-52). 3 minutes, 1 second to go in this one. Odyssey Sims gets it into Boston. Odyssey Sims at the top of the key gets the screen from Boston, gets over to Howard. Howard pulls up for three, off the back rim. Yeru with the rebound, over to Quinterly. They'll take Howard shooting threes all day. Hines-Allen with the ball, puts Howard in the post. Hines-Allen spins, off-balance jump shot, and they call a foul there on Howard on the jump shot. So Hines-Allen will go to the line. So they're starting to call a lot of fouls here in this third quarter. Yeah, that is a foul. Howard hits the wrist there. Hines-Allen at the line for free throws. Hines-Allen is a WNBA champion. She was on that Washington Mystics 2019 team with Natasha Cloud and Emma Meeseman, Elena Deladon, and them. Ariel Atkins, names that you're probably familiar with. She goes 1 for 2 from the line, 57-52. 11-0 run here by Dallas. Ball over to Mitchell, right side of the floor. Mitchell drives left, snatch back between the legs. Mitchell steps into a deep three, and they call a moving screen, or they call a foul on the floor by Quinterly. Interesting. Fourth team foul on the Dallas Wings. So not in the bonus as of yet. Odyssey gets it in. Boston saves it and saves it back to Odyssey. 10 on the shot clock. Odyssey Sims with the ball. Odyssey Sims. Oh, picks up her dribble. Gets it over to Mitchell. It gets it over to Dantas. Dantas gets it off and gets it blocked. Yeru gets the rebound. Paige with the ball. Paige gets it over to Hines-Allen. Hines-Allen down to Yeru. Yeru gets fouled and won Lee Yeru. Lee Yeru sealed Boston. A nice entry pass by Hines-Allen and easy pickings there. Yeru for the three-point play, and she knocks it down. Yeru. It's a 14-0 run here by Dallas. Both teams in the bonus here. I told you, it's a game of runs here. Just as we mentioned, a game of runs. Dallas up 60-52. Dantas out to Sims. Sims tries to drive. Sims gets into the paint. Double clutches. Misses the jump shot. Boston cannot secure the rebound. It goes out of her hands and out of bounds. Ball in play here with the Wings. They've held the Fever scoreless recently. The Fever go to a zone here. They get it out to Quinterly. Quinterly, another three. She misses this one. Dantas with the rebound. 1:20 to go here. For some reason, my clock is always off. Odyssey Sims with the ball. Paige gets screened off hard. Dantas, left corner three. Wide open and misses. Paige tips the rebound to herself. It's a 3-on-1. Siegrist down the lane. Foul and one. Maddie Siegrist now. Maddie Siegrist, season high 19, looking for 20. They had a 3-on-1. Siegrist took it herself. Sophie Cunningham, the only person back, fouls Siegrist on the right-hand layup. She'll go to the line for the three-point play. Maddie Siegrist. And Paige Bueckers will go to the bench. We have a timeout on the floor. I don't know if it's a challenge, but we have a timeout on the floor here. 16-0 run here for the Dallas Wings in the last almost 4 minutes of play. Run by the Dallas Wings. Maddie Siegrist now up to 19 points. I think this is only her second or third game back. Her first start since June. And she's taken up on herself to put the ball in the basket here. 8 for 12, 3 for 5 from 3. Maddie out of Poughkeepsie, New York. I got family that's up in Poughkeepsie. Played at Villanova. Big East all-time leading scorer in NCAA woman. Drafted by the Wings 2 seasons ago, I want to say. Been dealing with injuries. But when she's healthy, she can really put the ball in the basket from all over the court. Breon January, veteran point guard, played with the Connecticut Sun and the Indiana Fever, I think, at one time. Now an assistant coach with the Fever, trying to get her team on the same page. Indy struggling here. They've missed their last 6 shot attempts as Siegrist is at the line for the three-point play. Dallas has blown a double-digit lead and now regained it. Siegrist rattles in the free throw for the 3-point play, but Quinterly gets the steal on the inbound, and they get a quick 2. 65-52 Fever, lazy inbound pass there. 19-0 run now. Gets it over to Bibby. Bibby for 3, and Bibby gets her get back. She atones for her mistake and knocks down to 3. I didn't even see it. I went down to change my score. Bibby went to inbound. Didn't see J.J. Quinterly there, and it was an easy steal. But Quinterly Bibby gets her get back, knocks down to 3. She's 3 for 3 from 3-point range. So it's back to a 10-point lead here. Quinterly with the ball over to Hines-Allen. Hines-Allen, top of the key here. Nowhere to go. Still dribbling, though. It has Bibby on her. Spins the middle of the floor, goes up for the layup, and they call a foul there on Bibby. So Myisha Hines-Allen will go to the line for 2 free throws. First foul on Chloe Bibby. First free throw is up. Hines-Allen knocks it down. Back to an 11-point lead. Second one is up, and she knocks them both down. 67-55. Odyssey Sims with the ball, comes off the screen, gets it over to Bibby. Bibby, right side of the floor, hand off to Cunningham. Down to Boston against Yeru. Boston under the basket finds a cutting Sims out to Cunningham. Cunningham with 5 on the shot clock. Cunningham spins into the lane. One leg floater, misses. Hines-Allen with the rebound. 10 seconds on the clock. 9, 8, 7. Hines-Allen with the ball. Gets it over to Isaiah James. She's been quiet. Isaiah James for 3. Misses. Rebound to Dantas. Boston over to Bibby. Bibby doesn't get it off in time. Doesn't matter anyway. She missed the half-court shot. And Dallas with a 12-point lead. 67-55. They went behind by 6 points and went on damn near a 20-0 run to flip that score. Fourth quarter, let's get ready to get it started. 67-55. The Wings outscored the Fever 25-13. 25-13 in that quarter. Wow. For Dallas, Seagrass with a game-high 20 points, 5 for Haley Jones, 12 for Paige Bueckers with 7 assists and 5 rebounds. And you have Aliyah off the bench with 15. 5 for Hines-Allen, 5 for Quinterly, and 3 for Diamond Miller. Listen, that would be smart too, though. For Indiana, you have Howard with 9 points and 8 rebounds. You have none for Lexi Hall, 14 for Boston with 5 rebounds, 12 for Mitchell. She's 4 for 10 from the field. Sophie Cunningham with 9, and off the bench, Chloe Bibby leading the way with 11. No one else has scored. 15 turnovers for the Fever, 12 for the Dallas Wings. Let me take a look at ESPN for my points. The Fever have given up 25 points off of their 15 turnovers. That's the game right there. 25 points conceded off of 15 turnovers. Meanwhile, Dallas has only conceded 8 points off of their 12 turnovers. That's the difference in this match. 67-55. Salute to everybody here. Make sure you leave a like on the stream. Subscribe if you're new here. We'll be back at 9:50 for the Liberty versus Sparks game. So hopefully everybody can come back for that one. That's a late game here today. 67-55 is the score. We're waiting for the fourth quarter to start. What do you think? You think the Fever come back and win, or does Dallas hang on for the lead? Let me know in the chat your thoughts. All right. Game should be coming back now. Should be coming back now. They looking at the strength of schedule. Minnesota has the hardest, they said. Ball and play here with the Fever, though. 21-3 run to end that third quarter for the Wings. Kelsey Mitchell with the ball. Kelsey Mitchell over to Bibby. Bibby looking for Dantas. Bibby gets it into Dantas. Bad pass gets stolen there by Hines-Allen. Outlet over to Segrist. Segrist floater on the run is good. Maddie Segrist has tied her career high with 22 points. Bree Turner getting some minutes. That's how you know times is hard. Brianna Turner for the Fever getting some minutes. Bibby with the ball. Bibby up top to Mitchell. Mitchell comes off the screen going left. Mitchell, snatchback dribble, sets her feet. 2 off. Dantas, offensive rebound, and draws the foul on Leroux. That's why Maddie Segrist, she just, on a fast break, running full speed, stops and hits the floater. I mean, the amount of shots in her bag is deep, man. She can hit the three, hit the midi, hit some post moves, hit the fadeaway. Floater right there. No wonder she's the leading scorer in Big East history. Dantas misses the first free throw. Second one is up and good for Dantas. 69-56. Quinterly with the ball. Quinterly gets it over to Hines-Allen. Hines-Allen, handoff to Paige. Paige gets downhill. Easy layup for Paige Bueckers. Easy lay. Good offense there by Dallas. I can't even hate. Kelsey Mitchell picks up her dribble out to Dantas. Right side of the floor. Handoff back to Mitchell. Mitchell, top of the key here. Guarded by Hines-Allen. Back over to Dantas. Dantas tries to attack Yeru. Dantas, one leg fall away over Yeru and goes glass. Left side of the floor. Goes glass and scores. Dantas out of Brazil. Hits the bank shot. 71-58. Quinterly over to Hines-Allen. I would run that same play again. And they call a foul there for Cunningham away from the ball. I would run that same play over again and see if they can stop it again. Ball into Maddie Segrist. She pump fakes. Gets middle of the floor. Out to Hines-Allen. Trying to get it back to Paige. Gets it to Paige. Paige up to Hines-Allen. Down to Yeru against Dantas. Spins. Left hand layup. Easy work for Lee Yeru. And a timeout call by Stephanie White. Yeru with 17 points off the bench. (73-58), 8:06 to go in this fourth, and it looks like Dallas is running away with this one. Sierra said Dantas is such a mixed bag. Yeah, she is. She really is. Let's take a look at the box score. 73-58. Aliyah Rule with that last layup. Maddie Segrist tied her season high with 22 points. 14 for Paige Bueckers with 7 assists and 5 rebounds. And you have Yeru off the bench with 17 points to lead their bench in scoring. She's the second leading scorer on the team. Second leading scorer in the game off the bench. But the Fever has just been a turnover struggle here. 16 turnovers. You got 14 from Boston and 12 from Mitchell. They're struggling to put the ball in the basket now, and they're running out of time. 73-58. Thanks for everybody tuning in. I always say a bunch of thanks to stream because I really appreciate the support. Really appreciate the support. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Leave a like. Helps the channel out. We'll be back on in for the later game, so make sure you stay on YouTube, on Twitch. We'll be back. It'll be a separate stream. It won't be the same stream that we're on right now, but it will be a separate stream. And then we'll hopefully be back tomorrow for the other game, the Liberty and the Aces. And then we won't be back. After that, we won't be back until Sunday. Because there's no games Thursday and I can't do Friday. All right, let's see. I think the game should be coming back now. Game should be coming back now. 73-58. That is the correct score, people. That is the correct score. Ball in place. Playoffs start September 14th on ESPN and ABC. So we're just about almost a month away from the playoffs. Kelsey Mitchell comes off the screen. Can she get hot? And Kelsey Mitchell knocks down the 3. Her first points of the second half for Kelsey Mitchell, 73-61. J.J. Quinley with the ball. Gets it over to Hines-Allen. They run the same play. Hand off to Paige. Paige gets to that same. Tries to drop it off to Hines-Allen. And turnover. Lexi Hull with the ball. Hull over to Dantas. Dantas for 3 and too strong. Fight for the rebound. Hines-Allen bats it to Segrist. Over to Quinley. Quinley over to Hines-Allen. Hines-Allen gets it back to Paige. Paige comes off that screen. Paige, midi is up. Cash. Front, top of the key, midi, cash out for Paige. She's up to 16. 75-61. Sophie Cunningham slips behind the defense and smokes the layup. Rebound to Dallas. J.J. Quinley off the screen. Quinley goes under the basket. Quinley gets it over to Segrist. Segrist up top to Paige. Paige with the ball. Wants a screen here. Escapes Sophie Cunningham. Bounce pass to Hines-Allen. Wide open for 3. And she buries the 3. Largest lead of the night. 78-61. 17-point lead here. And it's a little quiet there in Indianapolis. Cunningham gets it over to Bree Turner. Turner drives left. Comes back right. Gets it over to Mitchell. Mitchell attacks Paige. Gets in the middle of the floor. Over to Turner. Turner pump fakes, attacks, layup is up, and good for Bree Turner. Her first basket of the game. 78-63. Quinley, cross-court pass. They're spamming the same play over and over. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Over to Paige. Paige comes off that screen. Paige downhill. Hangs and misses the layup. Paige is on the floor in the backcourt. Gets up slow, but the Fever have numbers. Mitchell for corner 3, and Mitchell hits the left corner 3. Timeout, Dallas. Chris Coquelin is talking to the ref saying that should have been a foul. It's 78-66. 78-66, 5:48 to go. So this game is not over, people. This game is not over. Take a look. 78-66 is the score. Fourth quarter scoring tied at 11. Touch games as when Paige falls down, it's not always a foul. That's true. That is true. She was begging for a foul on that one. So was her coach. $78-66 is the correct score. Sierra says, when I fall down, it's always a foul. Still in commercial here, people. Still in commercial. And they cutting this game close. This game might end and the other one might begin right afterwards. Still in commercial here. All right, finally, they coming back to live action. 78-66. I think it's about 5:48 to go. I'll run my clock down a little bit to get as accurate as possible. So it is Dallas ball here. They were just reviewing that. The broadcaster was talking about that last foul there. Ball in play here with Dallas. Quinterly with the ball. So it's Quinterly, Yeru, Hines-Allen, Segrist, and Paige. Paige with the ball. They trap Paige. She escapes it over to Quinterly. Quinterly gets downhill, shoots the elbow jump shot, misses. They're saying anybody but Paige to score, and Howard gets the rebound for the Fever to get it down into single digits with a 3 or a 10-point game with a 2. Mitchell with the ball over to Boston. Boston, handoff to Cunningham. Cunningham rips to her right, under the basket. Cunningham dribbles back out to the 3, top of the key, with 3 to go. Cunningham picks up her dribble over to Hull. Hull throws it up at the buzzer, doesn't get it off in time. A shot clock violation. What are the hands up in the air for? It was a shot clock violation. Ball in play with the Wings. Quinterly with the ball. 17 turnovers for the Fever. Quinterly guarded tightly by Mitchell, and Mitchell fouls Quinterly out damn near by half court. Dallas with 27 points off the Indiana turnovers in this one. That's the difference. So it remains Dallas ball here. 4:57 to go. Maddie Segrist to inbound, gets it into Quinterly. Quinterly over to Yeru. Yeru gets it to Paige. Paige, top of the key here with 5 on the clock. Paige over to Hines-Allen. Another 3. And misses too strong. Rebound to Hull. And they call a foul there on Quinterly. That's the second team foul here by the Wings. Ball in play here with the Fever. So it's Cunningham, Boston, Howard, Hull, and Mitchell. Mitchell gets downhill, jump pass out to Cunningham, wide open for three, and she buries it. Sophie Cunningham for three. And it's a 9-point game. 8-0 run in the last 2 minutes, 20 seconds here. Game of runs. Can Dallas quell the run in over to Paige? Paige to Hines-Allen. Hines-Allen gets it down to Paige in the post against Hull. Turns around, shoots over her, short. Howard with the rebound. Howard gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell gets it over to Howard. Howard might have traveled, gets into the lane, throws up the floater, and she'll go to the line. So Howard will go to the line for 2 free throws here. So Kelsey Mitchell with 18 points and 5 rebounds. Natasha Howard at the line for 2 free throws. It's up, and she's too strong on the free throw. 1 of 3 from the line for Natasha Howard. Howard free throws up, and she rattles in the second. So she has the double-double now. 10 points and 10 rebounds for Natasha Howard. Hines-Allen with the ball. Handoff to Paige. Up top to Quinterly. Quinterly to Yeru. Yeru over to Hines-Allen. Back to Paige. Paige to Hines-Allen. Over to Yeru. Yeru for 3. And she's short. Fight for the rebound. Mitchell secures the rebound. 8-point game here. Dallas on top. Mitchell comes down screen. Down the hill. Hangs and gets fouled there by Hines-Allen. The block was clean, but the body was not clean. So Mitchell at the line to make it a 6-point game. She cashes in the first free throw. Indiana is in the bonus. Mitchell with 19 points and 6 rebounds, going for the 20th point here. And she cashes in 20 points for Kelsey Mitchell, 78-72. Grace Berger has checked in for Yeru. Geiselsuter has checked in as well. Geiselsuter with the ball. Looks to attack Howard. Looking for Paige Bueckers. Picks up her dribble. Nowhere to go with it. Gets it over to Hines-Allen with 5 on the clock. Hines-Allen downhill. Layup. Oh, she smokes the layup. Tip rebound goes out of bounds. It's Indiana ball with 3 minutes to go here. So the Fever fans sense there's life here for their team. Cunningham with the ball. Cunningham over to Mitchell. Mitchell, snatchback dribble. Mitchell for 3. And they call a foul on the 3-point attempt on Berger. They're going to review this for a reckless closeout. So that if this is called a flagrant, so Mitchell will shoot 3 free throws and then get possession. So this is a big call here. This is a big call here. This is a big call right now. It's tough. It's tough. They called that earlier one a flagrant. So this one might be a flagrant as well. I don't know. Just going off what they called earlier in the game, but this is a huge call. Dallas was up by 17, and now it's a 6-point game. 11-0 run by the Fever here. It's crazy. So the referees are reviewing it here. They're looking at the... Oh, man. Yeah. The only thing that I always complain about when it comes to these type of calls is that the jump shooter, they start behind the 3-point line and they jump forward. Oh, they say it's a common foul. They say it was toe to toe on the closeout instead of underneath the landing spot. Yeah, you can cash out mid game, but you got to do it early. You can't do it like now. It starts to get dicey. They might stop you. Yeah, there's a lot to that world, but the Wings get lucky there. It'll just be 3 free throws for Kelsey Mitchell. Mitchell at the line. First free throw is up. She cashes in. Dallas was up by 17. Now it's a 5-point game. Mitchell hits the second. And this is to make it a 3-point game, people. Remember what I mentioned earlier in the game. Oh, and she misses the third free throw. She goes 2 for 3. 4-point game here. 2:43 to go here. 13-0 run for the Fever in the last 4 minutes. Quinterly with the ball. Quinterly gets it to Hines-Allen. Down to Yeru, and a foul by Boston and 1. Lee Yeru checks back into the game and does what Boston does to other people. So 80 to 74, Indiana challenges that play though. So we'll see if they call an offensive foul or not. She got to pull her arm out. They're saying, what can she do there? You gotta pull. You can pull your arm out of there. But I don't know how this is gonna go. They may overturn it. I don't know. According to Ryan Rucco and Rebecca Lobo. Oh, they kept it. Indiana loses their challenge. The call is upheld. $80-74. So that point does count. 3-point play on tap for Yeru, and she knocks down the free throw. 81-74. Lee Yeru with a career high 20 points. And a foul here by Quinterly on Cunningham. Indiana in the bonus, so it'll be free throws immediately for Cunningham. So Cunningham hits the first free throw. Cunningham, second one is up and good. Ball in play with Quinterly and the wings. 81-76 here. Cunningham with 14. Quinterly with the ball. Quinterly over to Hines-Allen. Hines-Allen, lob pass to Yeru. Yeru goes up, misses, out of bounds. It goes off of Kelsey Mitchell's foot. And it'll stay with the wings. 2:08 to go here. Quinterly gets it into Yeru. Yeru with the ball. Yeru on the attack on Boston. Steps out of bounds. Try to do too much on that play there. 81-76. Yeah, she stepped way out of bounds. Ball in play here with Cunningham. Cunningham over to Howard. Howard with the ball. Howard attacks Hines-Allen. Spin, fall away, floater, bounces around, and drops. One possession game here, 81-78. Indiana on a 17-3 run. Paige Bueckers with the ball. That's who should have the ball here. Paige Bueckers drives. They bring all the... Lee Yeru wide open for three. Oh, she's off. Rebound to Hull. Chance to tie. Cunningham spins. Cunningham gets down left side of the floor. Cunningham up top to Howard. Howard. Hand off to Hull. Hull on the drive. Hull gets downhill. Dribbles back out. Hand off to Mitchell. Mitchell for... Oh, they call a moving screen. But the... Lexi Hull with the moving screen. Mitchell missed the three anyway. But that was a moving screen by Hull. And a timeout called here on the floor. 1:08 to go. It's a 3-point game. They were down 17 and they're on an extended run here. And now it's a 3-point game. Wow. I need this game to end before the Liberty game starts. 18th turnover. Let's take a look at the box score while we have some time. 81-78 here. 81-78. Maddie Siegrist. And I haven't heard her name in a while. She has 22. You got to get her and Paige involved in some action here. 22 for Maddie. 16 for Paige. Got 20 for Yeru. Indiana, you got 12 for Natasha with 10 rebounds. 14 for Boston. 22 for Kelsey Mitchell with 6 rebounds. 14 for Sophie. 11 for Chloe Bibby. 17 turnovers in this one. 14 for Dallas. So Dallas with 1 timeout and 1 reset timeout. The Fever don't have any timeouts. They have 1 reset timeout. 81-78. And they get the ball inbounds here. Aliyah with the ball. Hand off to Paige. Paige, elbow jump shot, misses, and Howard gets the rebound. Under a minute to go here. A 3-point game. Let me set up. This is interesting here. Kelsey Mitchell, right side of the floor, comes back left, over to Cunningham. Left side of the floor, guarded by Segrist. 10 on the shot clock. Hand off to Kelsey. Kelsey with 7 on the shot clock. Crossover to the left, right, goes behind. Kelsey Mitchell into the paint, throws up the layup, and it trickles in. It's a 1-point game with 33 seconds to go. 81-80. Wow. Kelsey Mitchell was looking for the 3. That play looked dead in the water. She gets to the dominant left hand and somehow squeaks a layup in and over the rim for the basket. Wow. Still a 1-point game, so they don't have to foul. They do need to have a solid defensive possession here. Salute, Johnny. That's a big win right there. Salute. So Dallas takes their last timeout. Indiana does have 1 foul to give. Nobody has any challenges. They lose their challenge because they're using their last full timeout here. 81-80. Dallas was up 17 points in this quarter. The Fever have clawed and clawed and clawed back. 33 seconds to go here. Let me wind my clock down by a couple seconds. 33 seconds to go. 81-80. Let's see what Chris Koklanis can cook up in this timeout. Players on the floor here. Segrist, Bueckers, Hines-Allen, Yeru, and Quinterly for the wings. Howard, Boston, Mitchell, Cunningham, and Hull for the Fever. Segrist gets it into Paige. Paige Bueckers at half court here, guarded by Lexi Hull. Paige, 15 on the shot clock here, 23 on the game clock. Paige Bueckers looks to attack, comes off the screen, doesn't really get it. Hull sticking with her. Paige drives right this time. Paige stops, pops, and off the back rim, rebound by Howard. They don't have a timeout. Howard with the ball. Howard with 8 seconds. Gets it over to Mitchell. Mitchell with the ball with 5, 4, 3. Mitchell keeps dribbling. Mitchell for the game. And a foul. Oh, they called a reset timeout. Oh my goodness. That Mitchell was just dribbling and dribbling. It's 1.7 seconds to go, people. 1.7 seconds to go. Sophie Cunningham to inbound. Gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell for 3, and that's the game. That's the game, people. Dallas hangs on. 81-80 is the final score. Wings win a thriller. A game of runs ends up with the biggest run of the game falling short. 81-80. And they just couldn't get a shot and had no timeouts after forcing that stop and just could not figure it out. And they escape Indiana with a win. Dallas gets their 9th win of the season. Wow. What an ending there. What an ending. J.J. Quinterly, a salute to her. Tough ending there. Mitchell was in a bad space. They just had too little time left on the clock for the win. What a win by the Dallas Wings there. 81-80 final score. Wow. Wow. Let me quickly take a look at the box score, and then I must hop on over to the Liberty stream. We might start that a little later, so I'll give myself a quick break. Let me log in there. Let's take a look at the box score right quick. Wow, what a game, people. What a game. It came down to it right at the end. 81-80 final score. Indiana outscored the Wings 25-14 in the quarter. They just needed one more point, 26 to tie, 27 for win, and they couldn't get it. Maddie Seegers with 22 points. Her ties her season high, I believe they said. Ties her season, her career high, excuse me. 16 for Paige Bueckers with 8 assists and 5 rebounds. 20 for Aliyah. That's her career high. And those were the big guns in this game. Wow. What a game there. Sheesh. Let me fix something on the stream for later. I'm gonna push it to 9:55 so I can get up and walk around before this one starts. Wow. Save. There we go. For the Indiana Fever, you had Natasha Howard with a double-double, 12 points and 12 rebounds, 14 for Aliyah Boston, 24 for Kelsey Mitchell, 14 for Sophie Cunningham. Off the bench, you had Chloe Bibby with 11, Damiris Dantas with 3. Wow. All right, y'all. That's it from me for this stream. Make sure you go into the next one. The Liberty and the Sparks coming up next. I will be doing that stream. Thanks for all the super chats, subs, likes, everything. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. I'm gonna get up, stretch my legs, walk around for a bit, and then we'll tap back in for that one. So I'll see y'all in a few. If you're not gonna be there for the next one, appreciate you tuning in for this one. I'll catch y'all in a few minutes. Salute.